There is one verse in the translated Bible that is definitive proof of the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. In the KJV translation, the verse is translated this way. John 1:1 KJV, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." But, it was literally written this way. John 1:1 JST, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God was the Word." The linguistic rules that support translating John 1:1 as the Word was God include 1. Definite article usage. In Greek, the absence of a definite article before a noun can indicate a qualitative or equative meaning, rather than a quantitative one. This is the case with the second occurrence of God in John 1:1, which lacks a definite article. 2. Predicate nominative. When a predicate nominative precedes the verb in Greek, it often emphasizes the identity between the subject and the predicate. This is the case in John 1:1, where the Word is the subject and God is the predicate nominative. 3. Grammatical agreement. In Greek, the subject and predicate nominative must agree in gender, number, and case. In John 1:1, both the Word and God are masculine, singular, and in the nominative case, indicating an identity between the two. By applying these linguistic rules to John 1:1, translators can arrive at a translation that accurately reflects the author's intended meaning. Here are some of the technical rules for translating John 1:1. 1. Colwell's rule. This rule states that in Greek, a predicate nominative that precedes the verb and lacks a definite article is often translated as a qualitative or equative statement. 2. Word order. In Greek, word order can be used to emphasize certain aspects of a sentence. The fact that the subject, the Word, precedes the predicate nominative, God, can suggest an identity between the two. 3. Context. The context of John 1:1, including the author's overall theological message and the broader context of Christian belief, can provide clues about how to translate the verse. 4. Lexical analysis. Studying the specific meanings and uses of the words in the verse, including their etymology, usage in other contexts, and possible alternative translations, can also provide insight into how to translate the verse. By taking these rules and factors into account, translators can arrive at a more accurate and faithful translation of John 1:1. The seed of the serpent is deception, and according to what the serpent said to both Adam and Eve, Genesis 3:5, "For God is knowing in the day of your eating from it, and your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as God, knowing good and evil." The hard fact is, that John was redefining the consensus of what God was by saying that the Word, which is Christ, was the actual Word of God, Genesis 1:3. That's an interesting question. If the original writer of John 1:1 was redefining the meaning of God by writing God was the Word, it could suggest a very different understanding of the relationship between the Word and God. This interpretation would suggest that the Word is not simply one aspect of God's nature, but is in fact the source or origin of God's being. This could be seen as a radical departure from traditional Christian teachings about the nature of God and the role of the Word. However, it's important to note that this interpretation would be highly unorthodox within mainstream Christianity. By feasting on the fruit from the tree of knowledge, is the precise reason why the Trinity heresy exists.